connection looks good. Okay, I looked a little choppy. Oop, and now I'm out of focus. Okay, hopefully it's gonna come back into focus here. Come on, camera. Hello. Can you see me, camera? Well, anyway, we have, oh, there we go, Just Flow today. We're going to be doing some more Turkish get-up stuff like we did on Thanksgiving last week. We're going to be exploring kind of a new way to incorporate a squat into our Turkish get-up, which is going to make it a little more challenging, maybe a little bit more fun. To start though, let's start down on the ground. And we're going to begin warming up with our hips in our scorpion roll. So all the way down, elbows down. We're going to kick up one leg, reach it up, over, keep the elbows down on the ground, and nice and slow on the way back so that we touch our hip, then our thigh, and then lay it down. We're going to do 10 total. So this is 2, nice and slow back. And 3. 4. Inhale as you reach, exhale, slowly coming back down, halfway. 5. And last 5. Go a little more fluid. 4. And 3, 2, and last one, and back, and relaxing both the hips down on the ground. Let's come up onto our elbows. We're going to come back, reach, leave both hips relaxed on the floor, just stretching through the upper back. And back forward, back down. We're going to do 10 of these as well. 2. Inhale, reach back, exhale. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, 3 more. And 2. And bring it down. Pull those hands back towards your shoulders. Dig in your toes and knees and push back to kneeling, sliding the hands back. In a comfortable kneeling position here, you can either have your toes under for a good foot stretch or relax them back. We're going to start with a cat-cow. Inhaling, rounding our spine, tucking our head. Exhaling, squeezing our spine, arching our back. And we want to keep our butt down on our feet. So we're just isolating that upper back. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, big stretch. Exhale, arch. And last one. And from here, we're going to do 5 each side, opening up, keeping one hand on the ground, turning and looking up to the ceiling. Palm open, thumb up, back to the ground, switch side, thumb up, look to the ceiling. And that's halfway. Last 5. 4. Inhale, reach. 2 more. And last 1. Let's take it forward into quadruped. And we're going to push back into our downward dog. Walk out the heels. Stretch those hamstrings out. And then we're going to send one leg up. 3-legged dog. bring that knee into the chest. Plant the foot between the hands so we have a nice right angle on that front shin. And we're gonna open up in our rotation. Bring the hand back down. We're gonna push back through our front legs, straighten out our hamstrings, straight hips. And soften it, bring it down and back into downward dog. We'll be doing the other side, three-legged dog, knee into the chest for low lunge. Open up in that rotation. Bring the hand down, push back. And downward dog. We're gonna do 2 more for each side. For a total of 6. This is number 3. Low lunge, GSA stretch. Bring the hand down, hamstring stretch. And send it back, downward dog. Last 3. Low lunge, GSA, into hamstring stretch. Downward dog, 1 more each side. Last 2. Three-legged dog, low lunge, GSA, hamstring stretch. And last one on this other side. Three-legged dog, GSA, and hamstring stretch. Return to your downward dog. We're going to go into 1 more low lunge, but from here just lower down that back knee so we're in a half kneeling position. All right. We're going to do 4 time here, a little prep exercise. So from this half kneeling position, we're going to come up into a low squat. See if you can hold. See how this leg, keeping my butt pretty much in place. I don't want to lift my butt up too much. Staying low, I'm going to switch legs back down into half kneeling. So we're going to switch back and forth, side to side for 1 minute of time. Go at your own pace since we're doing for time and this is part of our warm-up. So starting in your half kneeling position, come up into that low squat, switch legs, come back down on the other side, half kneeling. And then reverse, squat to half kneel. And back down. If you feel a lot of pressure on the knees, go ahead, lay your foot down on the ground. Use your whole shin to help divert that pressure. Last 30 seconds. This depends how squishy your mat is, or if you're lucky to work on carpet. Last 15 seconds. And last 3, 2. We're going to stay in our half kneeling position now and use our kettlebells for a half kneeling windmill. We'd like something small to medium in weight. We're going to start in a front rack. The side that you have your kettlebell on is the side you're going to put your forward leg on. All right, make sure everything's nice and straight. Hip, knee, foot in good alignment. We're going to press that weight up, and you're going to reach straight to the side. Push your hips over. Reach to the side with your hand, look up at that kettlebell, and then pressing up back to straight. We're going to do 6 on each side. That's 2 and 3, 4, 5, 1 more. Bring that kettlebell down and your knee in. We're going to switch sides. Same process, kettlebell up, make sure we're aligned. And we're going to bring it down to the side, looking up at the kettlebell for 6. And halfway, last 3, 2, and 1. You can bring that kettlebell down. We're going to take a quick rest. We're going to come back to that kneeling to squat. If you want to go ahead and pick up a kettlebell for that, go for it. We have 2 more rounds of both of these moves, the half kneeling to squat, followed up with our half kneeling windmill. So let's start again in that half kneeling position. We're going to do 1 minute from this half kneeling to our low squat and back on the other side. Take your time. See how little change we can get in that hip, keeping it nice and low. Last 30 seconds. Up and down. Last 15. 5, 4. Remember, stay in that half kneeling position. We're going to do our windmills. 6 each side. From the top, slide the hips to the side, look up at the kettlebell, exhale. Press up, we want to work those obliques, those side abs. And 3, 4, 5, last 1. Bring that kettlebell down, switch sides. And kettlebell up, last 6. Last 3, 2, and 1. Kettlebells down. Quick rest, we have 1 last round. We're going to start again with that squat to kneel, or kneel to squat. Start in your half kneeling position. And here we go, last minute, up and down. And feel the feet on the floor. How they help. You gotta have the balance in the foot so that we can come up nice and clean. Last 30 seconds. Last 20. And finally, last 10. And stay in that half kneeling position, finishing with our last 6 windmills. Over to the side, exhale, press. See how far I shift those hips over. 4, last one. And bring it down, switch sides. Final 6. Halfway, last 3. Shift those hips over. Keep the core a straight line. And last one. All right, bring those kettlebells down. Have a sip of water. We're going to be changing gears and also coming up, starting our power. And we're going to learn about that Turkish get up. For our power move today, we're going to do 3 different lunges, similar to kind of what we've been doing for some of November here. The first one is going to be our forward lunge and swing. So you want the kettlebell on the side of the leg you're going to step forward. So if I'm going to step forward my left leg here, I have the kettlebell on my left side. I'm going to step it forward, switch at the top, and back, and now I'm going to switch. Now it's on my right side. My kettlebell's on my right side. Step my right leg forward, switch, step back. So I'll show you a little faster so you can see what it looks like all together. You're going to step back, step back. All right, we'll be doing a set of 20 of those. We're going to follow it up with the get-ups, so we'll just follow along for those. We'll be doing 2 each side, a total of 4. So let's get those kettlebells for our little lunge and swing. We have a minute, we have 20 seconds. Third time's the charm. 20 reps, so we're going to do 20 lunges, 10 each side. Get ready with a couple swings, and when you're ready to step, we'll begin in 3, 2, and step, switch, step, switch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So now, with our kettlebells, we're going to come down to the floor to begin our Turkish get-ups. So we went over these in detail last week. We won't go over as much detail right now, so we can focus on the new part. So kettlebell up, leg up on the same side as the kettlebell. You're going to roll to the side, onto your elbow. Nice little sit-up, slide your hand close. We're going to lift our hips, and this is where it's going to get different. So instead of pulling your knee under, I want you to keep pulling your leg back until you get your foot on the ground. Low squat, kettlebells up, and we're going to stand up. All right, how did that go? Really hard with that kettlebell overhead, right? Let's start again from the ground. Same side. We're going to roll over to the side, looking up at the kettlebell. Nice sit up, slide the hand close. Lift up the hips, and this is where we're going to pull the leg all the way through. Don't stop underneath. Keep going. You can push back onto your hips. All right, weights up overhead and up. All right, let's try the other side from the bottom up. Kettlebells up on the same side as the leg. I'm going to roll over onto my side, onto my elbow. Slide my hand close. Lift up my hips really high so I can get my leg all the way underneath. Foot on the ground. Use my hand in front to push back and up. One more time from the bottom up. Kettlebell in the air. leg up on the same side as the kettlebell. Roll to your side elbow, slide the hand close, sit up, lift the hips up really high, slide that leg all the way under, and up. All right, go ahead, take 30 seconds. We're gonna rest. For our next round of our swings with lunges, we're gonna do a lateral. So stepping to the side, switching, side, switch, side, switch. Again for 20 reps. So start in the middle of your area so you can step both left and right. I've got the weight on my right side, so I'm gonna step my left leg out, swing it on the inside of the left leg, change in the middle, inside of the right leg, switching. All right, so we're gonna go for 20 reps, 10 each leg. Let's begin, step to the side, and 2. Together, change. Together, change. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll go back to that Turkish get-up now. So now we've gone up, just up. Let's go up and back down. It might be a little trickier. So, start on whatever side you like. Kettlebell up, leg up on the same side as the bell. Roll to the side, onto the elbow, slide the hand close, sit tall. Lift the hips all the way up and reach that leg all the way through. Flat on the ground, standing up. Now we're just gonna reverse it. So squat to the ground, hand down to the ground. Okay, get that hand flat on the ground. Lift up your hips. Kick your leg through. Sit down, familiar place. Slide the hand out and back. We're gonna do it one more time. Roll to the side. Slide, sit tall. Lift the hips. Reach that foot all the way under, flat on the ground, and standing up. Now reverse, hand down to the ground. Get a good grip on your hand. Lift your hips. Kick your leg through. Butt down. Slide to the side. Roll back to the beginning. Bring the kettlebell down. Now let's do the second side, the other side. All right, we're gonna start with that arm bar. Roll to the side. Elbow. Sit tall. Lift those hips way up. Give yourself a lot of space. Get the leg underneath. Stand up. And going in for the reverse. Hand down to the ground. Get a good grip with the hand. Lift up the hips. Kick the leg through. And down to the elbow. Last one. Roll to the side. Elbow. And up. Lift up the hips. Foot down. And up. Reverse. Kick that leg through. Hip to the ground. Slide it out to the elbow. And down to the ground to rest. Excellent. I'm going to take 30 seconds. We have one last round of these two. Hopefully all of that's coming together nicely. I know that deep squat, really difficult, especially one arm overhead. You can just practice squatting to the ground, lifting up one arm, get that other palm straight on the ground, flat on the ground. Feet both on the ground as well. So for our last set, lunge and swing, we're going to be doing curtsy lunges. So I have the kettlebell on my right side. I'm going to be stepping my right leg back, interchange, left leg back. So the side that that kettlebell is on, when it swings back, that leg is out of the way, up, together, back, curtsy, just like so. All right, we're gonna do 20 reps in 3, 2, let's go, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, 1. Down to the ground. Last time for those kettlebell get-ups with our full squat. We're going to do 2 each side. We'll get organized and begin. Roll to the side. Sit tall. Hips up high. Pull that leg all the way underneath and up and down. Hand flat on the ground. Hips up. Kick that leg through. Lay the butt down. Down to the elbow. And last one on this side. Hips up, leg under, and up, and back to the ground. Lift those hips up before you kick through. Down to the elbow. Very well. Last 2. On the second side. I like to turn around so you can see perhaps. Here we go. Organized on the second side, last 2 reps. Begin with a roll to the side on the elbow. Slide the hand close to the hip. Lift them up. Bring that foot all the way under. Get organized and up. Back down, hand to the ground. Lift up the hips, then kick it through. Butt to the ground. Down to the elbow. And last one to the side. Slide it up and hips. Bring that foot through and up and down. Lift up the hips. Kick it through. Lower to the ground, to the elbow. And finally bring that kettlebell down to rest. All right. Take your 30 seconds, have some water. We're going to be getting into one last little prep flow, and then we have our big flow of the day, which will be a fun one. It's actually one I made up, man, a while ago, maybe a couple years ago now, with my good friend Tony D, who's another trainer, and we used to do this together. So our next 2 moves we're going to be doing 4 times. First one is a goblet squat with a halo, with a reverse lunge and a chop each side. So this will be a little bit more like a flow, 60 seconds. Following it up with around the world. We're gonna do those for 45 seconds, switching off every 3. Maybe that all sounded like a bunch of jargon to you. So I'll explain. First one is a flow for a minute. We're gonna have that kettlebell upside down, goblet style. We'll be squatting down, going for a halo left, halo right. We're gonna come up, we're gonna chop. So if I step back my right foot, I'm gonna chop my kettlebell down to the left. I'm gonna come up, now reverse, step back my left leg, chop to the right. And then again, squat, halo, halo. We're gonna come up, chop, chop, all right? That's repeating for 60 seconds. I'll go over the around the worlds when we get there if you're not familiar, but otherwise, let's get your goblets ready. I'm gonna hit the timer in 3, 2, let's begin. Squat it down to the ground, halo each way. Come up, step back, chop over your knee, chop over your knee, squat, halo, and chop, squat, halo, and halo, and chop, squat, halo, and chop. Last 20 seconds. Halo, halo, chop, and chop. Go ahead, bring it down to rest. So for those around the world, we're going to be passing the kettlebell in the front and in the back. We're going to go around 1, 2, 3. On the third, we're going to bring it down to the center. Swing it out, switch direction for 1, 2, 3. In and 1, 2, 3. In and back. Okay? So follow along, 45 seconds, 3 each way. Let's begin. We're going to go around, touch your hands together, 2, 3. Next one, we're going to go in the middle and switch. 1, 2, 3. Next one, middle, switch. 1, 2, 3, middle, switch. 1, 2, 3, and switch. 1, 2, 3, and switch. 2, and bring it down, rest. We're going to take a break for 20 seconds. And then we're going to do it again, starting again with that little kettlebell, goblet, halo, chop, flow. I'm really into bread making right now. I'm sure you already know if you know me. And they burnt the crap out of my hand. I knew it was bound to happen. Everything has to be very hot. Get those kettlebells in your goblet. I'm going to press that timer in 3, 2, 1. We will begin. Squat it down, halo, and halo, and chop. Halo, halo, chop, halo. 30 seconds. You think you got this one on your own? Let's just flow. Last 15. And we're going to do that around the world. 1, 2, 3, switch. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, into the middle, switch direction. 1, 2, 3, into the middle, switch. 3. 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Bring it down. We're going to rest. We got 1, Last round of these two. And then we're gonna do our big flow, kind of taking all these moves from today, putting them all together into one nice little mishmash. All right, last time, goblet squat. Get your goblets ready and begin. Squat, halo, halo, and chop, and chop. Squat, halo. And let's bring those kettlebells down. And last time for our pass. 2, 3, and switch. 2, 3. One, 2, 3. 1, 2. Last 15 seconds. 3. 1, 2, 3. And bring it down to rest. Okay. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to explain our last flow. All right. So we're going to be squishing everything together. I'm just going to kind of run through. Tater, it's me. I'll just run through, showing kind of at speed, calling it out. Then I'll break it down, and then we'll do it together. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3 around the world, to the middle, clean to the shoulder. Pressing overhead, turn the foot out, drop into our windmill. We're gonna come up, step back, half kneeling. Sorry, I wanna do a regular Turkish get-up. Today we're gonna be doing special Turkish get-up. So after our windmill, we're coming down to the ground, hands to the ground, lift up our hips, pass it through, and drop our hips down to the floor. And then from here, we're not gonna go all the way down, laying to the ground. You can just stay here in this kind of like seated position, elbow position, and then lifting up the hips again, bringing the foot under, coming up, bringing it down to the middle, and we're gonna go back. 1, 2, 3 around the world, to the middle, clean, press overhead, drop into your windmill, squat down to the middle, hips up, kick through, butt down, butt up, foot down, and up. So let's break it down a little bit more. That was kind of more at speed. So if that squatting Turkish get-up was difficult, go for your regular, after your windmill, step back, go for a regular half kneeling Turkish get-up and back up. But if you'd like to go ahead with the squat challenge today, go for it. Breaking it down, we have the around the world first. Count in front. 1, 2, 3, and then the next one around, that's when we come in the middle, clean it up to the shoulder. Press overhead, turn your opposite foot out to begin to shift the hips sideways, Come down in that windmill just as low as comfortable. Come up. Now squatting straight down, right? Instead of over to the side. Lift up the hips, kick through, and hips back, foot down, and up. All right? So I'll still call it out for the whole minute as usual. Last 3 rounds, and then we're free to go. So 1 minute, we're going to start with our around the world. So we're going to pass in the front. 1, 2, 3. Next one's going to go in the middle. Clean it up. Press it overhead. Turn that foot out. Drop into a windmill. Now drop to the center. Kick your foot through. Butt to the ground. Now hips up. Foot back. And up. You're going to bring it down. Now we're going to go around, middle, and go back. Pass in front. 1, 2, 3. Now it goes in the middle to clean. Press. Drop into that windmill. Drop to the center. Kick it through. And back. And up. Bring it down. And we have 5 seconds left. Go ahead, rest. So let's have some water. Let your body kind of process that one. It's a lot going on. Next one we're going to do the minute. I'll just call out the first one. I think that's fair. It's a very long one. And then go at your own pace for the rest of the flow. Then we're going to start with that around the world. So I'm going to go in front for 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to clean it overhead, drop into a windmill. Now right down the middle. Lift up my hips, kick my foot through, butt to the ground, and bring my hip back and up. Bring it down, middle, kick it out, and then 1, 2, 3. Next one's my clean, overhead, drop into the windmill, drop into the squat, and bring it back up. Center, kick it out, and up. All right, go ahead, rest. 30 seconds, one last round. I would say the time is enough to just about get one each side. I'm going to challenge myself and see if I can squeeze in another round on my next one. So please go at your own speed for this next round. I'm going to be testing myself. I'd like you to challenge yourself in some way at home, whether it's making the movement a little slower or smoother, not plopping your butt to the ground heavy. Choose something to focus on in this next one. We're all just going to flow. And yeah, here we go. We're going to turn up our music, and we're going to do 1 minute. Here we go. And up. Nice, halfway through. Last second, 10 seconds. Barely squeezed it in there. Okay. That's going. Let's just cool it off a little bit with some shoulder stretches here. A lot of shoulder work today, so just start with letting them loose and shaking the elbows, letting them kind of be noodly, shoulders and hands. And then let's shake the hands with loose elbows all over the place. And then let's take stiff elbows and shake our hands all the way up overhead, in front and behind. Arms straight, just letting the hands flap and resting those down at your side. Let's take a big shoulder circle up to the ears and down and back in 2. And reverse your directions. Reach one arm across, pulling it in. Keep the shoulders nice and low, away from the ears. Make sure your back is straight and you're reaching this one across, stretching it, pulling it in. Stretching the back of that shoulder there. Release, and the other side. Shoulders nice and low, back straight, reach. And shake it out. Sorry for the shorter cool off today, but we really did have a little bit more flow than usual. And as it always is, I'll see you for next class. We've got primal flow this week, second. And yeah, see you then. Next week is exciting. We have special classes, excuse me, every day of the week. We're going to be doing kind of a special focus. The email will be going out this weekend, but looking forward to that. We have our bands, primal body weight with bands for increased flexibility. We're going to be doing a kettlebell flow where we focus all on crawling, and low flow on the ground. And then we've got lift and flow on Friday where we focus on eccentric training. So if you don't know what that is, we'll be learning all about it. So yeah, anyway, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for taking time with me, and I'll